Yo guys, welcome here to the second round of matches of week 5 of North American League play. We're here in game 1 of our first match, which is E United versus G2 Esports. Right at the start of game 1 here, G2 looking to take this ball towards the E United net. A good long clear coming out from Hoxer, and Rolders just shooting that ball towards net there, hitting G2 on the counter attack here. This is a brilliant clear from Hoxer, who picks out his teammate perfectly, being the player there for G2 who's coming on the back wall. If you play like G2 with lots of aggression, then you probably do go for those balls on the back wall, but if you don't get the touch like that, because there's not really anything you can do with a touch other than look for a drop down pass. If you don't get a touch, you're leaving your team in a very tricky position, especially with the very high rotations of the pitch they play. So once Hoxer gets this long clear here, it's easily picked up by Rolders in the midfield, beating out Chicago there for G2, just puts it on target. Nobody can get back for G2, and E United take the lead in game 1. G2 then here, looking to push forward and try and find an equaliser. Just over 2 minutes left on the clock here. It's ball in the midfield. Rizzo carrying it towards goal, looks for a flick. Well cleared out to the side, but Chicago with a brilliant infield pass there to J-Naps shoots that ball perfectly into the roof of the net. Rizzo, unlucky here, you can see what he's going for, looking for a flick into that top right corner. It doesn't catch how he wants. This clear here, decent into the corner, but he's just hit it slightly too hard there. So it's giving the ball straight back to G2, and Chicago here using his brilliant passing ability, drops this ball down perfectly, hitting it backwards towards J-Naps. The defence can't get anywhere near it, allowing J-Naps a free shot, and once he's got that free shot, just places it perfectly there into the roof of the net off the crossbar, and G2 have an equaliser. Rizzo here looking to carry this ball out of his own back corner now here. Almost full boost in the tank, plays a brilliant infield pass there, then gets a demo, allowing J-Naps just to tap that ball towards net with no one back to defend for E United. This is good play by Rizzo originally, looking for the pass over to Chicago. It's well blocked there in the midfield by Rolders, I believe that was. But once it pops up here, just one player back, and you see they're about to jump for that ball there to challenge in the midfield, but Rizzo sees them, takes them out of the game. So J-Naps just hits the ball on target, nobody back here, and G2 take the lead. Hoxer now looking to take this ball out of his own back corner here, easily cut out by Rizzo now. And then another weak clear coming out, and J-Naps playing a brilliant pass over to Chicago. Another demo coming out there from Rizzo on Ajax. This attack all coming though from weak clears from E United. First Hoxer, then this one on the wall here by Rolders, just giving the ball back to G2, allowing them to get unchallenged hits. And what about that for a pass from J-Naps over the defender's head, allowing Chicago to come onto it at speed. The demo on the goal line from Rizzo, and Chicago just drops that ball into the goal, 3-1 G2. E United then here, needing 2 goals now with not long left to go on the clock. Rolders hitting this ball towards the back corner. A miss coming out from one, a good touch by Rizzo, but only straight to Ajax, who puts his ball in for E United here. Good play in the corner by Rolders. That whiff there by the defender for G2. Very costly, very poor there. Putting Rizzo in a difficult situation. He does well, makes the touch, but once he gets his touch here, he needs help on the follow-up here. But no help's coming. Ajax, free shot, beats out J-Naps to the ball there cleanly and puts the ball on target. Nobody home for G2. However, it won't matter fortunately for them. The game finishes 3-2 and G2 go 1-0 up in the series. Moving to game 2 now, just over 30 seconds gone on the clock then here. Good infield pass coming out from Chicago, but the G2 offense is just pushed up too high, and Hoxer clears that ball all the way down into the goal here. J-Naps and Chicago in this corner. Chicago needs to buy time, allow J-Naps to get back, or pick out the perfect pass to Rizzo. He does neither, just hands the ball here straight back to United. Hoxer then able to just go for this ball unchallenged. Rizzo too far away there, the ball nowhere near him. J-Naps can't make it back, low on boost, and Hoxie just launches that ball over Rizzo's head. J-Naps trying to race back, can't make it in time, and that ball just go clean in, and it's E United that take the lead in game 2. G2 then here trying to find an equaliser with just over a minute gone on the clock here. It's ball in the E United back corner, a good pinch clear by Ajax, who then just uses all his boost, beats out the challenge in the midfield there and doubles E United's lead. A good pinch clear originally, allowing his team to release some of the pressure here, and then does well here to turn, gets the follow and just beats out Rizzo, I believe that is there, challenging in the midfield. And once you get beaten in the midfield, when you play a very aggressive rotation like G2 do, it opens you up for the counter-attack, and this hit here from Ajax actually just going clean in, no one can get back for G2, and E United double their lead. 1 minute 57 left on the clock now in game 2. G2 really needing a way back into this one. J-Naps on the offense here, but it's E United on that counter-attack here, and Ajax with a brilliant solo play double touch here. What about this? The pass coming out there from Hoxie, inch perfect, setting up the transition from defense to offense, and as I've been saying all video, G2 very open to this counter-attack here, and Ajax making the most of it with a brilliant double touch here, just complete control of his car through the air. Miss comes out on a difficult read off the back wall, and Ajax is there just to tap it home. 3-0 E United. E United now looking just to see this game out here as G2 try and build some sort of offense. Good 2 wins there in front of the E United goal, and Chicago will eventually put this ball in on the 3rd attempt here. A good win originally by Chicago here, getting the ball to bounce off the back wall. Jones then gets up well, getting a good challenge there on the ball, getting his whole car behind the ball so the defender can't power through and clear the ball. So it drops down in front of the E United net, and Chicago on low boost, but first to react, got the momentum over the defender here and beats them to the ball, putting it in that bottom corner. G2 have a chance. Hoxie now in control of the ball in the midfield, looking to flip this ball off the wall towards the G2 net here. Won't go for a double touch, but then actually decides to land and go for it due to the slow defense, and Ajax is there to put in another goal for United here. Hoxie was hanging in the air there for a little bit, thinking about the double tap, but then the G2 defense here just so slow getting off of this ball. Hoxie decides he can land and still beat the defense, which he does there. Rizzo way too slow. Hoxie can't get the angle for the shot, but bounces it off of the back wall. J-Naps in that here trying to get up, but Ajax is dropping this ball down underneath him, bouncing it into the goal. 4-1 E United. They take game 2 1-all in the series now. We move on to game 3 then now, and this one actually going straight to overtime here, completely scoreless. 37 seconds gone. G2 looking to take the ball downfield here with Chicago. Gets the dunk on one. J-Naps, my apologies, and it goes straight in here. J-Naps unchallenged in the midfield. 2 players back here for United. One of them has to go for this ball. Either Ajax or Rolders make J-Naps make a play early, but they don't. They let him get too close to the goal, and J-Naps does so well, placing his car perfectly behind the ball here and just dunking this one in off of his car and Rolders', and this ball will just go in. The defender on the line there can't react in time. Ball just pinches too hard, and G2 take game 3, making it 2-1 to them in the series. We move on to game 4 now here, and it's E United that start off on offense here as Hoxie launches this ball towards net just wide, and then a long clear coming out from Chicago, goes all the way in, nobody back for E United. Just caught out on the rotation here. 2 players close to this ball. They don't double commit and leave it, which isn't the end of the world, but the player that leaves it stays static, stops rotating back round. So once this shot goes just over and bounces off the ball, Rolders trying to come in here and clean it up at the back post and make the read off the wall. Doesn't quite make it. It's cut off by Chicago here. Just launches that ball downfield. Ajax, as I said, completely static, not rotating back. Realises too late, can't get back to the ball. It's just hit too hard, and it's G2 that strike first in game 4. Rizzo then looking to challenge this ball in the midfield here, beating out Rolders, using all his boost though. Gets a brilliant tap down pass, and Janox there bumping Ajax into that ball, throwing off Hawks here, and this ball 50s straight back to him. He then catches it, picks it up on the dribble, flicking it past the defender and making it 2-0 G2 here. Brilliant play from him. This bump is so clever into the ball here. Hawks here thinking he's just going to have a free clear downfield to launch it and set up an E United attack, but the bump just throwing him off there, and Janox, calm, composed as we expect from him, catches the ball, just beats the last man with the flick. 2-0 G2. That's actually how it finishes in game 4, so they take the series 3 games to 1. We move into our second game of the video now, which is Cloud9 versus Space Station Gaming here. We're at the start of game 1. Arsenal looking to pick this ball up in his own defensive corner here. Turns on it, low boost though, intercepted by Torment. A good shot there from Squishy, and what about that for a double touch here. Torment does well, stopping Arsenal from turning on this ball and dunking on the clear, and then Squishy just picking this ball up in the air, bouncing it off the back wall, beating out the defender there. No one covering the back wall as he sees, he knows that player's diving in, trying to intercept his hit. And then the defender in net for Space Station absolutely stranded here, just hoping Squishy can't make the read, but he does, inch perfectly, dropping it down, nothing the defender can do, and it's 1-0 Cloud9 in game 1. Arsenal again with the ball here, but this time in the attacking third here as he does to play an infield pass off the wall, intercepted though by Gimmick. But what about that for a pass back to Arsenal from Sivkul, who finishes it off there. Brilliant play here from Sivkul. This isn't bad from Gimmick here, taking this ball off Arsenal in the corner, but he needs to make sure it doesn't drop out into the middle. He needs to get it to a side, to a corner, because once he passes it back to the middle, Sivkul's there, can turn it unchallenged, no one close enough to it to stop it, and he just hits it, maybe looking for a shot there into that top corner, which I think is where the ball was heading, but Arsenal just redirecting it there. Even when low boost, giving the goalie absolutely no chance there, not expecting him to come up with that touch, and Space Station equalise. Space Station on the attack here again, but this time with Sivkul as he looks to challenge this ball here in the corner. It's a good 50 out, and Arsenal playing a brilliant drop down pass to AXB, who finishes it off here. This 50 in the corner from Sivkul, a decent 50 for both players. You wouldn't be unhappy with that 50, literally bounces straight up here. But Arsenal first to react, nobody up to challenge for Cloud9. A demo coming out on the goal, and once Arsenal just drops it down here, controls it to AXB, playing it perfectly, so Gimmick can't cut it off there, and AXB just has to roll it towards goal along the floor underneath the goalie, and Space Station have the lead. Cloud9 then here, pushing forward now with not long left to go in game 1, really needing an equaliser here. Squishy looks to chase AXB in net here off the start. This ball bouncing out there and goes behind Torment, who can only pass it over to AXB, who just drops his ball down into the goal here. A good little extension on the clear there by Arsenal. Throws off Torment on the wall, who looking to try and flip around and get this ball to maintain Cloud9's offense, only ends up taking it off of his teammate there on the backfield who was coming in, and passing it over to AXB here, who just has an empty net to shoot at, puts this ball in, sealing the game for Space Station, and they go 1-0 up in the series. We move into game 2 then here. We start off with Space Station on the attack as they launch this ball towards the Cloud9 backboard. A good clear comes out to the side, but AXB with a brilliant double touch here, coming up with another solo play like we've seen them do all season. This ball hit towards the Cloud9 backboard, easily cleared away there by Squishy, and as this ball rolls up the wall, AXB just picks it off. And then what about that for a read? So difficult to make that read and judge that the ball's going to bounce down like that on such a difficult angle, faster than all the defenders there for Cloud9. No one expecting him to have a follow-up, and SSG strike first in game 2. Now here with Gimmick as he looks to take his ball out of his own back corner now. Doesn't get the hit he wants, not enough power, launched towards the back wall by Sipco, and AXB there to tap it in for his second of the game. You see what Gimmick's trying to do, just let this ball bounce, catch it on the half volley, launch it all the way downfield. Has no boost, but it shouldn't matter here, but just doesn't get the touch he wants. So weak, just gives the ball straight back to Sipco, who tries to put this one on net with a snapshot. Not on target, but it baits Torment into jumping, panicking whether it's on net. And then as this ball bounces out of the wall, AXB unchallenged, free shot, just picks a spot into the corner, and it's 2-0 Space Station. This ball here on the Cloud9 back wall here as another shot comes in from Sipco here, but it bounces down and cleared out by Torment over to Gimmick, who returns the pass back to him, and Torment rolls that ball into the goal. Brilliant counter-attacking play from C9. This is the sort of quality we expect from them. A brilliant pass here from Torment up to Gimmick, and Gimmick, even though he has no boost, jumps perfectly under where this ball is set to land and double jumps, beating out the defense here. The Space Station also, like we said about G2 earlier, like to play quite a high line on offense and catching them on the counter-attack here. Nobody backing goal after the last man commits, and Torment can just roll this ball home into the empty net. However, it won't be enough for Cloud9. Space Station take game 2 and go 2-0 up in the series. We start off here in game 3 now with Squishy looking to carry his ball through the air towards the Space Station net, intercepted though in the midfield by AXB and picked up by Arsenal. Torment nearly own goaling there, and Sipco just to tap it in and seal the deal. A good play by AXB to interrupt that ball in the midfield. Gimmick too close in behind Squishy here, can't get to this ball. Arsenal there first, launches it towards the back wall, and see what Torment's trying to do, make this read, hit the ball out into the corner, buy his teammates time to get back. Doesn't quite get the hit he wants, it bounces down off his tyres. Sipco net wide open, adding in a bit of a freestyle, just drops his ball home, and it's 1-0 Space Station. Now we're here with AXB as he looks to catch this ball on the right hand side of the pitch here, looks to carry it forward, plays a brilliant flick pass over to his teammate here, and gets back to the touch there from Sipco, puts that ball home for Space Station second here. A brilliant flick pass over Sipco, not quite got the angle for the shot here, but just make sure to take it off the defender here, hitting it up and over. Very clever play from him, because it allows another teammate to have a chance at this ball, and AXB is the first to react, gets back to it and puts this ball home into the empty net, and Space Station double their lead. Sipco now just launching this ball towards the Cloud9 net here, easily picked up though by Torment. A touchdown from Arsenal, looking for a pass, but it's Gimmick that pounces and rolls this ball home here. Torment easily picks that ball off there as Sipco looked to hit it towards the Cloud9 net, but then only in turn gives it straight back to Arsenal, who then looking for a drop down pass here to his teammate, doesn't quite get it right, gives it straight to Gimmick as both players commit here for Space Station. Gimmick there first, hitting it past them both, and this ball just going straight into the net there, and Cloud9 reduced the lead to 1 in game 3. 41 seconds left on the clock now, and Cloud9 really needing an equaliser here to stay in this series, as this ball 50s off the sidewall. Squishy keeps the attack on here. A whiff comes out and Torment there to finish it off with a perfectly placed shot into the top corner. Good 50 on the sidewall there from Gimmick. Squishy does well here on low boost to get a hit on this ball and maintain the Cloud9 offense here, but this whiff off of the bounce off the wall here, so costly for Space Station. Have to make that read, especially unchallenged here, because once they don't, leaves Arsenal stranded in net here. Free shot just picks his spot into that top right corner and Cloud9 equalise. This game goes into overtime then here with Space Station needing one goal to take this series here, but it's Cloud9 on offense. Torment should do better with that one, but a whiff coming out from Arsenal there leaves the net wide open for Gimmick. Typical, looking to take this ball out of defence and carry it across goal here. It's a risky play, but he runs out of boost, ends up giving it straight to Torment. He's got a free net to shoot out, ends up putting it just over and it bounces down off the back wall, but it won't matter because Arsenal cannot make this read. You have to make this read and just clear the ball away, allow your team to reset. Doesn't get anything on him, and that's wide open for Gimmick. He's ready to pounce, puts that ball home, and Cloud9 take game 3. We go into game 4 then here, and Cloud9 looking to build some momentum off that game 3 win with the ball on offense here. Good touch towards net, but then caught with the long clear. Defender trying to race back, can't get there for Cloud9, and it goes straight in for Space Station. If you're Cloud9 here, Torment, you're quite happy with this 50 going towards the Space Station goal here, but then the rotation for Cloud9 not set up well, and the long clear coming out goes over everyone's head as one player goes in there trying to commit, and it just leaves Gimmick racing back here, trying to get to this ball, can't get there, just hit too hard, rolls into the far corner, and Space Station take the game and the series 3 games to 1, as that is the only goal of game 4. We move into our third and final matchup of the video then here, which is NRG versus the Pittsburgh Knights. Just under 30 seconds into game 1 now. This ball hit by Gyro over to Rettles here as he looks to take this ball forward. And what about that, getting the bump play on Justin here. Following up on this ball here, catching it perfectly, carrying it through the air. Getting the flip, could go for anything at this point. Bulbs to bump the defender out of the way, leaving the ball to just go clean into the net. Nobody there to stop it for NRG, and the Knights strike first in game 1. The Knights now looking to build here off of that early lead, so launched this ball towards the NRG goal. Intercepted though by Justin, and Garrett will just shoot this one clean in to the Knights now. A brilliant interception there by Justin, stopping any attack from building by the Knights, and then Garrett just coming in off the wall, timing his flip perfectly. No one back for the Pittsburgh Knights, all pushing downfield, expecting an attack to build, and this ball just bouncing off the crossbar down into the goal, and NRG have an equaliser. The Knights now looking to carry this ball out of defence here and start an attack as AJ looks for a pass over to a teammate here. A miss comes out and Gareth G will be the one to punish him. It's not a bad attempt on the pass from AJ, but he gets one extra touch which his teammate is not expecting, and it allows Garrett just to catch this ball, actually flicks up off the hood of the defender there, I believe it was AJ, and setting it up in front of net perfectly for Garrett. Rettles on the back line, stranded, expecting a powerful shot to come in, gets it flicked past him, and Garrett gets his second of the game and makes it 2-1 NRG. We're here with Rettles now as he looks to challenge this ball in the midfield here, beats out one player for NRG, but AJ not quick enough to react, and Justin just punches this ball over his head here. Rattles does well beating out the defender here, but needs some help on the follow-up from his teammate AJ, just circling in the midfield there, turns around at the wrong time, allowing Justin to get to this ball unchallenged, puts it over AJ's head. He can't get back in time, shots hit too hard, and Justin doubles NRG's lead. The Knights really having to push forward now as they try and find a way back into this one. Long clear comes out there from Garrett up to Justin, and a brilliant double tap there into the bottom corner makes it 4-1 NRG here. Garrett just passing this ball out in front here perfectly, allowing him to build up momentum and speed when he attacks this ball, and then the clever play here is to hit this ball off the back wall, stranding the defender in net here for the Knights, and then he makes the double tap read, dropping it down perfectly. The defender in net can't react in time, trying to cover off that corner, gets a touch in it, won't matter, goes in, 4-1 NRG. Off the kickoff from that goal then here, this ball rolling, bouncing off the wall, up to Turbo, who hits it towards the Knights now, and Justin, first to react, puts it in for NRG's 5th of the game and his 3rd. Turbo unchallenged here in the midfield, hits this ball towards the goal, and then the Knights have to have someone going for this ball, just clearing it away, but they allow it just to get closer and closer to their net, and Justin just gets there first, hitting the ball under the defender in net as they expect a shot to come up high. 5-1 NRG. That's how it ends in game 1. So they go 1-0 up in the series. We move into game 2 then now, and a demo coming out from Turbo Pulsar on Rattles here. Gyro clears the ball downfield there, however it's picked up by Justin, who gets the flip reset. A brilliant solo play from him, just intercepting this ball in the midfield, but then controlling his car perfectly to stay with this ball. Nobody up to challenge from the Knights here, as you can see both defenders sitting trying to cover the goal, but he just gets under the ball, gets the flick reset, hits the ball up off the underside of the bar into the goal. What a goal from Justin, and it's 1-0 NRG. Now here with Gyro, as he just looks to launch this ball towards the NRG net here, as he has no boots to do anything with the ball. It's intercepted though by Garrett here. He plays a brilliant pass over to Turbo Pulsar, and what about that for a shot on the angle here. Brilliant pass up from Garrett, allowing Turbo to even go for this, and he just flips perfectly off the wall, angling his car, and shoots that ball towards the net, quicker to the ball than the defender there for the Knights, and the player racing around can't get back in time. Turbo doubles NRG's lead, and they go 2-0 up in game 2. The Knights now on the attack as they try and get a foothold in this game. A decent clear coming out from Turbo, but it just gives the ball straight back to him, and a fake from Gyro allows AJ the free shot here. Brilliant play from Gyro here, just popping his ball up into the midfield. NRG have all 3 players back at this point. Somebody has to go for this ball and challenge and at least get a 50 on it, because once Gyro is in this position, he can just leave the ball here. Gets called off by AJ, who's got a free shot, just picks his spot into the top corner. Nothing the defenders can do in that, and Pittsburgh Knights get one back. NRG back on offense now here with Turbo Pulsar, and this ball above the Knights goal, but now they look to counter here with Rattles. Gyro hunting down Justin, and an impossible angled shot there from Rattles levels this game up here. Clever play from Gyro, just hunt down the defender, realising Justin is the last man back, and Rattles does so well here, flipping into the ball on such a tight angle, gets the perfect shot here over the defender in net. Nothing they can do, and it's 2-2 now in game 2. 42 seconds left on the clock now in game 2. Rattles looking to clear this ball out of his own
back corner here, plays a brilliant drop down pass to AJ, and he places that ball perfectly in that top right hand corner. Brilliant counter-attacking play from the Knights. Rattles calm and composed to pick up a perfect infield pass. Nobody back for NRG to cut off these passing lanes, and AJ with the perfect shot. The only place he could put that ball, just out of Justin's reach, bounces up and down for a bit, but it won't matter. It goes in, and that's how it finishes in game 2. So it's 1-1 in the series now. We're at the very start of game 3 now, as Turbo looks to take this ball clear, carrying it up through the air. Rattles looking for a challenge, can't get one. Turbo perfectly double tapping that ball into the top left hand corner. Does so well here, because actually gets bumped from Rattles as Rattles tries to make the interception, but still able to follow the ball and keep control of his car, using all the boost he has, and then just dropping it down into that corner and giving his team the lead in game 3. NRG now continuing the momentum from that early goal here, as they look to build some pressure on the Knights defense. Garrett looking for a pass round on the wall, doesn't get one, looks for a bump, won't matter. Turbo comes in, another brilliant shot from him, getting his second of the game. That 50, unlucky there for the Knights as it bounces out in front of the net. Good idea from Garrett here to look for a bump, as he expects a Knights player to be going up for this ball to challenge, but it's AJ that goes, and he's way too slow here to this ball, and the shot from Turbo just goes straight down the middle of the goal, but he won't care. It's 2-0 NRG now in game 3. Turbo on the ball again then here, as he looks to carry his ball towards the Knights goal. Gets a dunk on one defender, a brilliant pass over to Garrett G, who makes it free for NRG here. Brilliant dunk from Turbo after setting this attack up and transitioning from defense on to offense here, and then does so well to get under this ball, pop it up over Rattles to the back post, where Garrett can just drop it down into the goal, making it 3-0 NRG. AJ now looking to find a way back into this one for his team, carrying this ball through midfield, getting a dunk on one, pops out to Rattles, whose shot isn't the best, but what about that from AJ here, as he times his flip inch perfectly, flicking it up over the defender here. The shot from Rattles not the greatest, but AJ just flips into that ball perfectly here. As you can see, Justin coming down off the wall, looking to make what would have been a simple save, but AJ just flicks this ball up over him, changing the angle, giving his team a chance here in game 3, but it won't matter. That's how it ends, and it's 2-1 NRG now in the series. We move into game 4 then here, as we start off with Jarrett looking to hit this ball towards the NRG net. Will be easily cleared out there by Turbo Pulsar. However, he just gives this ball straight back to Rattles, who picks out a brilliant pass to AJ, who puts this one in, giving the Knights the lead here. Turbo has to do better with this ball off the back wall here, try and hit it out towards a corner, but just gives it straight to Rattles, and all the defense think a shot's incoming, so jump, but he just gives it over to AJ, who shoots it up over all the defenders, and the Knights take the lead. Now we're here with Gyro, as he looks to carry his ball through the air, down field here, flipping towards the corner, gets a good cross into the middle, and it will be finished off there by AJ, getting his second of the game and the Knights' second here. Brilliant play by Gyro to transition from defense into attack here, and as this ball rolls around, Justin there choosing to go up the back wall. Big mistake on his part, as Turbo Pulsar's all swapped there, allowing AJ the free shot. Just bounces his ball over both of them and doubles the Knights' lead. The Knights looking to continue this momentum here, as Gyro looks to push this ball in the NRG back corner. However, a long clear comes out. Well dealt with though by Rattles, who does a brilliant solo play there, beating the entirety of the NRG defence and putting this ball in the goal for the Knights' third of the game. Catches this ball well, lands on the wall, flips it round one here, and actually gets a bit lucky as he lands on Turbopolska, which corrects him perfectly for a little flick on the ball into the net, getting the Knights third of the game, making it 3-0. Exactly 1 minute left on the clock now here in game 4. NRG needing a way back into this one quickly here as Garrett looks to flick this ball to Justin, but it takes a lucky bounce off the back wall straight to Turbopolska, who's got an empty net here as Garrett looks to pass this ball over to Justin here. No one back for the Knights behind the player who went for the 50, and Turbo just got to angle that ball into the goal to give NRG a lifeline. However, it won't matter. The game finishes 3-1 and it's 2-2 in the series now. We move into game 5 then here, and Rattles looking to go for a 50 with Garrett G in the midfield. Turbopolska has just demoed Gyro here, and Garrett looks to carry this ball over Rattles. He gets a touch though, picked up by Justin on the double touch. A real moment of quality there, actually triple touching this ball into the goal, I believe here. Gets the hit off the back wall, beats out Gyro here, who just spawned in, trying to get across and cover, and Justin there bouncing that ball off the back wall again before angling it perfectly into the far corner of the goal, giving NRG a key lead here in game 5. And as you can see, that was the only goal of game 5, so NRG take the series 3-2. Right guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.